Technical visualization in the broadest sense is the process of taking visuals such as images, graphs, animations, and etc. to create a message.
You goobers already know that stuff. Let's talk about video games. I love video games because they let me do things I can't do in real life. Like in Animal Crossing, where I can actually own a house. Personally, my favorite video game is Pong, because it's the earliest example of data visualization in the gaming industry. You got the score? Wow, wasn't that great? Now let's talk about the opposite side of the spectrum. Virtual reality. With a VR headset, you can play games in 3D. Look at this dog. What's he playing? Wow. That was cooler than I'll ever be. Ever since I saw that Pixar short, Gary's Game, I've wanted to play chess in 3D. But now, with virtual reality, I can. Data visualization is a very important part of a lot of video games. There are many ways developers visualize data within their games. For instance, in Rainbow Six Siege, each operator has their own details and statistics page. This is where your performance in-game is organized into data in a clean fashion, almost similar to how infographics are often designed. Using this information, you can see just how bad you are at video games. Another great example is from the MMO Guild Wars 2. A lot of games will have some form of achievement panel that shows you things you have accomplished while you play the game. Now you don't have to feel bad about being bad at video games. Look at all these shiny buttons that tell you otherwise. Another example from Guild Wars 2 is something that's found in almost every role-playing video game ever: character stats. I won't go into detail of what all these mean, because that's some dirty shit right there, but dang, do these numbers look cool and important. Now, let's go back to a clip from Siege for this section, as I believe it's a good example of the principle of simplicity.
There's one in the bathroom.
Oh, is that?
LBJ. Nice.
Behind you too.
From the bathroom, Chris.
Good job.
I mean bathroom.
Nice.
Nice.
How dare you steal that kill?
Let's start by breaking the clip down into what is important. When you begin to analyze the user interface, you come to realize that each team has 5 players from the get-go. Further inspection, you realize that 3 of them on the blue team are grayed out and have red X's beneath them. If you've already come to the conclusion that the blue team sucks, you would be correct. Now, I could spend 10 minutes on why each and every part of the UI is important, but by looking at the length of this video, you can tell I don't. If you're unfamiliar with the game, you probably thought everything in the full clip happened so rapidly that it made it hard to comprehend what was actually going on. This is exactly why simplicity is important. In a game like Siege, where mere seconds can determine whether or not your team wins or loses, the player should be able to glance at each part of the UI for a fraction of a second to gather the needed information. I thought I would end the presentation off with an actual graph for once. This shows the top AAA releases based on their production costs, alongside an indie game on the far end, Night in the Woods. Night in the Woods being present gives you a great idea on just how large and arguably ridiculous the budgets are for these AAA games. I don't know how to end this, so here you go.
With the glass ceiling broken, all the oppressed groups shall prosper, especially the most oppressed group of all, gamers.